And then I said, I'm going to put some money into this. I'm going to put some time into this. I'm going to see if this is what I'm really made to do.
I've met creators that have, millions of fucking subscribers and followers, and they work with an iPhone. You see these streamers nowadays going around and they're on iPhones. So the game it's just different. I feel like it's just different, and it all depends on the route you want to take and what your end goal is. If you had to restart your videography and photography career with only $1,000, what would you buy?
That right there, that is tough, but I think I have an answer for you.
Try and shoot this. This is the third time we try to shoot an episode.
Yeah, right? The third time, people. Well, I held up 2 fingers, but
third time.
Yeah, my math was off. I guess my finger was being lazy or something. Something like that.
What they say, three times the charm. That's what they say.
3 times the charm, exactly.
Welcome back to the show. This is your one and only host, Joseph Monterrey. You already know what it is, and we coming at you live, right from an undisclosed location. I'm not gonna let you know, but just know, you see it. We making it happen, baby.
Exactly.
And 100%. Today we have a very, very special guest. All right. Not only did this man help me build this studio hand by hand, brick by brick, right? But he is one of the best, if not the best, photographer, videographer, creative director. This man is talented in so many different ways. So guys, I want you to welcome to the show, Matt Diamond.
What's up, everybody? How are you all doing today? This is Matt Diamond here. I'm excited to be on the show, especially with you, Joe. It's been a long time in the making. We've known each other a long time. It's been a long journey. It hasn't been an easy journey, but a journey worth following.
I mean, bro, at this point, you know my story within podcasting.
Exactly.
Right? You know my story within podcasting, and I know your story within videography and photography and just being a creative. So I feel like we kind of started our journeys at the same time.
I can agree on that 100%.
Right? We kind of started at the same time. So for, the start of anything, we dealt with a lot of issues and problems.
Oh, yeah. In the beginning, definitely there's a ton of issues that you got to deal with. A lot, huge learning curve.
It's incredible, man. But I'm glad we started this journey together. I'm glad that we're embarking on this journey together, because it's inevitable that we're both going to reach success in these fields, if not by ourselves, but together, bro. So I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you came.
Likewise.
To try and shoot this. This is the third time we try to shoot an episode.
Yeah, right? The third time, people. Well, I held up 2 fingers, but
third time.
Yeah, my math was off. I guess my finger was being lazy or something, something like that.
What they say, three times the charm. That's what they say.
3 times the charm, exactly.
But just whenever in a new studio, a new setting, you have to play around with it. And bro, we did a rookie mistake that second time, bro, because
we made a few rookie mistakes, but it's okay because that's part of the learning process. Mm-hmm. And I can go on to elaborate the learning process and even my journey as a videographer, photographer, editor, and creative director.
No, bro, it's great. Like you said about the journey, right? The creative journey. And I want to start there. I want to start with your journey, right? Because given the current space of media, content is so easy to make nowadays, right? You can do it on the phone. You can use someone else's phone. Like, it's just at an all-time easy and low standard, I feel like, to make content. But for you took a different approach. Yes. You took the professional route, and you learned the craft, I feel like, from a professional, legit manner. So I want to start there with you. Where did this journey start for you?
So this journey all started when I took an interest in making music videos and making content in general, Before that, I was on a different career path.
Okay.
And I've tried multiple career paths before videography and photography and everything else. And it ended up just being one failure after another, a learning lesson, as you might say. Then once I met Prezi, right, he's the one who encouraged me to start filming. And then from there, I developed a genuine interest. And then I said, I'm going to put some money into this. I'm going to put some time into this. I'm going to see if this is what I'm really made to do.
And through that, you found the passion for it.
Yes, I did.
Amazing, bro. Amazing,
Exactly.
Amazing. Because this shit is hard.
It is hard. And
this shit is hard and intimidating at first.
Not only is it intimidating, but I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the caveat, the journey, it is a rough journey, especially in the beginning. And I will go over one of the biggest mistakes I feel I made on this journey.
What is that?
When you first start, right? This is my recommendation to anybody and everybody that wants to become a videographer, a photographer, editor, creative director. Find someone you can work for either as an intern or as an actual job. And find that right away.
Kind of get under
find that right away, especially if you have money saved up for not just gear but to take care of yourself for a short amount of time, and all you can find, let's just say, is a 3-month internship, but it's with like a company that's very reputable, that puts up numbers, right? If you put in 3 months of training with them, yeah, you might not get paid, but the experience you gain and the knowledge you'll gain, that will translate into you being a reputable videographer, photographer, or any of the above, and allow you to actually start your journey of making it something more than just something you enjoy, like something that provides for your income.
Yeah,
so that's one of the things right there.
Well, you know what they say? They say skills pay the bills, right? They say skills pay the bills, and it's a developed skill set, right? So for you, I'm curious, how long into that journey of starting in videography and being a creative did you feel like you started getting good at it? How long into that journey?
That's a very interesting question, because I felt like I would say maybe 2 years in is when I started to gain momentum, started to, getting good. Beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I tried watching YouTube videos, educating myself. Sometimes, though, because of the type of person I am and how I learn, I have to just mess with shit. I have to mess with shit until I master it.
So
sometimes sometimes for me, it's trial and error. Sometimes it's as simple as picking up a manual or watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, we're so lucky to have like ChatGPT and Google and all this. Like, even for me, like editing the videos and stuff like that, I would just go on YouTube or, whatever and just find out a way. So it's so easy to find out the solution, but I feel like the hard part about it, and, agree or disagree, is embarking on that curiosity of like that why and how.
Yes.
Right. So that.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? 2025 was a turning point for me, because I originally got my camera at the end of 2023. That's when I started with a professional camera. Before that, I worked my way up from an iPhone and a stabilizer to a full frame camera with a gimbal setup. So those first 2 years got me to the intermediate phase, but I did not make that much money.
Got you.
So what happened was I decided to do what I should have done when I first got the camera, was either get an internship or get a job. Luckily for me, I was able to find a job and get into an environment where I'd be forced to do this nonstop, also being able to improve upon my skills while receiving criticism, because
Yeah, it's so
it's
important. So important.
because you need other eyes in order to grow. You can't
So
just
important.
rely on your own eyes unless you're someone who's been doing this since you were a little kid. Then it's kind of a different story, if you say.
Yeah,
But I
but
would say from 2025 to 2026, well, more like, I would say like 2026 is when I started noticing me transitioning from the intermediate level to the more advanced level. I've developed my techniques better. I've developed my skills better. I've even developed my special tricks for just in case. So that way I can get ahead and make content look great.
no, I mean your content is great. Your content is great, and I've seen it develop over time. But I'm curious, at this new level you're at, what's your biggest struggle?
My biggest struggle is, I would like to say, competition, but
Okay.
it's not that simple at all. The problem is, right, you can choose, you can go out, you can buy the newest iPhone, you can buy the newest pocket cam, you can buy the new APS-C camera, you could go full frame like me. Shit, if you have a ton of money saved away, you could even go out and buy a Hasselblad if you want, right?
A what?
A Hasselblad,
What is that?
top of the line, but it's a photography camera.
Oh,
It's
okay,
niche
okay.
based,
Yeah, you
but
talked to me about thousands, like cameras that are
thousands
worth
of
thousands of
dollars.
dollars. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is Hasselblad, some of their cameras even go higher than what they're at right now. Like their 50 megapixel camera, I think, is in the $7,000 range. And then if you want
Just for the
their
basic
100
camera.
megapixel camera, $16,000. And then they have one for 400 megapixel medium format 50 millimeter sensor. You not It's very complicated. You can't just buy it. You have to find the right place that has it, and they go for $36,000.
There's
So
definitely levels to this shit.
there's so many levels, right? So what a lot of young people are doing is they are going out and they are buying up budget cameras, like low price cameras.
Yeah, but that's what
that
I'm doing. Look. These two cameras we're recording on right now are less than $1,500 each.
Exactly, right? So, and what they're doing is, they're a lot of them, there's just too many people out there that either are operating in the low tier price range, or doing half their work for free, or doing their work in exchange for services and undervaluing it. So really, I wouldn't say it's the competition directly hurting me by being superior to me. They are hurting me by like lowering the price standard.
Okay. Interesting point. The reason I ask about your biggest struggle, right, is at this new level, right? Your biggest struggle is at this level. If you were to go back to the start of your journey as a creative, what would you do different?
What would I do differently? Well, the camera I chose to purchase is the A7S3, right?
That's this one right here.
It's one of the best videography
But
cameras
that's
out
our
there.
wide shot right now.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what's doing our wide angle. It's an absolutely amazing camera. But if I could go back, right, I would have bought the more expensive lens to start with, and I would have bought two lenses. Instead of buying the 1.835, I would have bought the 1.4, considering the price difference was not that huge. We're talking a $600 price difference. In terms of lenses, that is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's crazy once you start. The only reason I know anything about it is because of you talked to me about the lenses and the cameras. It's crazy to think how much money goes into just the lens, not even just the body of the camera.
Yeah, the lens.
But the lens, like, just for reference point for the viewers, right? The body of the camera that you're talking about, the one that you started your journey with, right? I believe it's around
It's close to $4,000.
$4,000 for just the body of the camera,
Just the
right?
body,
A
no
small
memory card.
investment, right? Small investment, right?
I guess you could say that.
But because it's paid dividends since then, you know, that you definitely invested in yourself, and it's risky. Most people never even take that chance. Most people, oh, I need to invest $4,000
Exactly.
into my craft, and I don't know how I'm gonna make a dollar after this. Most people will never take that leap of faith. So salute to you for actually having the balls to do it. But I'm curious, the camera's for, but with the lens is a pretty penny too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that right there is an ultra wide power zoom G Master lens, 16 to 35 f4. Now, like, a lot of people would be turned off by the fact that it is an f4 lens instead of an f2.8, but the f2.8 is not an electronic zoom lens, and it doesn't. And on top of that, they're just bigger and heavier. So this
But what was the
lens
cost of
has
this
the
one, though?
advantage. So this lens with taxes and everything that and the option I added on to protect it, it cost me over $1,500.
Wow. That's, you spend more on that lens than I did on each of these body of cameras,
Exactly.
which
But
is crazy because, you know, back to what you were talking about, the standard of content nowadays, right? I mentioned earlier, it's so easy, right? You took a huge leap of faith within yourself and risked it with the investment in your camera. For me, my risk and investment was a little bit different because obviously it's all this,
yes,
right? It's not just the camera.
you're niched down
Niche
to
down a little bit, yeah.
to podcasting and vlogging,
Yeah,
which is
man.
fine because your cameras are more than adequate to
man.
produce the content, especially
I don't need all that
considering
shit.
that if you take into consideration the social platforms, right? A lot of them are doing the vertical video. A lot of people are using phones. Unless your phone is big enough to fill Shaq's hand, I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference between 1080 and 4K. So
No, most people won't even notice the difference. And even for us, we made that change today.
exactly.
We made that change
with the
today.
exception of the main camera, because the one platform you're going to need 4K for, and maybe others too, but this one in particular, this is the one that everyone knows.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, you need it for YouTube. It's the highest quality.
Yes.
For sure. But like for these lower, you know, I don't want to say lower, but for something like a phone, it's not really necessary. But talking on the subject of phones and media, what do you think is in store for the future of short form video?
Now that is a very interesting question. And I see it taking off in two directions. I see it as a trend that could die, right?
Short form, like YouTube, TikTok.
I could see it as something that could possibly die in the future. Like,
okay.
on the other hand, I could see it as something growing into something more, because the whole idea behind short form content, and I don't want to like put it down, is to grab attention, to grab it and snag it.
But when you're talking about short form, are you thinking about clips and like TikTok, like Instagram reels, or like YouTube and like short films?
I'm talking about like all of it, because even on YouTube, you can put something that's brain rotting. All the platforms, if they all have something in common, is they have their fair share of brain rotting content and valuable content and all the other types of content in between.
Yeah, the algorithm nowadays like literally knows us.
Yeah.
Like I look up, how to do a boxing combination. Next thing you know, my reels are just boxing.
So
I look up a shoe. Next thing you know, it's shoes. It's crazy how the algorithm works nowadays.
Exactly.
But it's interesting. You think it is gonna stop though? You think this is gonna go anywhere? I think it's just getting started.
I think it depends on what happens, because let's just say the social media platforms have taken their fair step to actively put themselves into position to make things better for short form content, and that's by forcing content creators to identify their content as either AI or non-AI based.
It's scary to think the possibility of AI taking over, right? And when I say take over, I like to think of extremes. I like to think of all possibilities.
Skynet?
I don't know what you're talking about. What is Skynet?
Skynet? You don't know what I'm talking
No,
about?
what's Skynet?
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, I don't know.
Terminator?
Oh, Terminator. Yeah. So,
damn, how old are you?
I'm 28, bro. I'm 28.
So that's why we're talking about a movie
Yeah, it might
that
be too old,
that
bro.
was like maybe made 14 years before you were born, bro. That was
Yeah,
like
bro.
half your life. That's half your lifetime, bro.
Brother, I gotta watch it though, I guess.
But Skynet was
about AI and robots.
was an AI, and it's pretty much the story of, in the future, mankind gets screwed over because Skynet becomes self-aware and just decides to hack every country's nuclear weapon system and push the button, and next thing you know,
Yeah, we're done type shit. So who knows if that might happen, right? Who knows? It's just a movie. But I like to think of all possibilities within, just these things. So I want to ask you, considering AI, do you think AI will ever replace videographers and photographers?
my answer for now is no,
No. Okay.
because I can't tell what limits it's going to reach, because what people see is they see the outside. They see that AI is continuing to improve and get better
It is.
every day. That's how much it's improved. That's the rate. It's improving at a ridiculous rate. But the background behind it is the issue, right?
What do you mean by background?
So you remember during COVID 2020, everybody was stuck at home, and then everybody that decided to get in on crypto early again
Yeah.
made their money. In order to make that work, people were starting mining fields with the cryptocurrency,
Okay.
and the computer component that's responsible for mining cryptocurrency, the graphics card, the GPU unit, is what allows a computer to hash, or it's what hashing is, a process where your computer guesses until it solves a problem. And the idea is
It's
the
like
more
predicting.
the more powerful. And when it comes to cryptocurrency, the idea is that it's yielded to the first person to solve the issue on the block. That it's a reward system. Now, let's move forward, right? Because the problem that ultimately had an impact was the pricing of graphics cards was shooting up. People were scalping them, price gouging them.
Well, the price of everything went up now.
Exactly. But back then, in particular, it was the graphics cards. But now, with AI, it's a different computer component that it's creating a massive demand for. Like, I'm talking just absolutely massive.
And I still don't understand that, man. Like, I still haven't embarked on like that whole.
Exactly. So as I mentioned earlier, graphics cards, GPUs, that was for crypto, right? Now it's all about computer memory. And computer memory is playing a very big role in AI. And the price keeps going up and up. Now, there's a limitation to how much you could spend and how much memory you could put out there. What I see people doing is eventually having to build their own AI operating machines. Everybody's going to have like their own
doing that
AI
already too.
Yes.
People are
And
already doing that.
Nvidia, all those companies are out there. They're producing like new types of chips, the quantum chips. And for you, those of you who don't know what I mean by quantum, it is there's two studies out there: quantum physics and relativity. Relativity is the study of everything that is infinitely big, and quantum physics is the study of everything that is infinitely small. So
Mm.
when it comes to our technology, right, the idea is to make a piece of technology so small but still so functional, so you could fit like a ton of tech into like one little piece.
No, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like even to think about like the memory cards nowadays and everything. Like
Yes,
you could
those
fit
have
like
evolved.
they're like this big. They're like literally the size of like a
Do
debit
you
card.
know how big the hard drive was on my first computer ever?
This shit was probably like a brick. This was probably like
It was like this. These were the dimensions just for it. And then it was like about, like, I would say this thick, 3.5-inch hard drives.
that's crazy,
That's what we
bro.
had. And that's just in my time with my first computer. You go back, hard drives were way bigger than that.
That's crazy, bro. We definitely come a long way with technology, and I'm excited for the future of it because if this is, in my opinion, just a start of, you know, social media and videography and photography. Photography dates back a long time, but like the current age of it, if this is where we're at already with it, I'm excited to see the future.
Me too.
If you had to restart your videography and photography career with only $1,000, what would you buy?
That right there, that is tough, but I think I have an answer for you. So I would start off by doing vertical content only.
Okay.
So that way I can invest in either a camera phone or get myself a pocket cam. I think
Mm,
I would rather go for the pocket cam instead. And I would, and the two new options that they have out there, they have the Luma and then they have the Pocket 4 Pro. Those are showing some very promising results, even though they just came out like a month or two ago. So you got to take that into
what
consideration.
would be the cost of those though?
But the issue is that both of those cameras do have a high price point. They're not 1,000, but they're almost 1,000.
Well, you only
So
have 1,000. You
so
only
if
have a
I only
thousand.
have 1,000, right, I would actually have to settle for seeing if either get the Osmo Pocket 4, because that would probably cost me 6,
600. Okay.
and I would probably, it would maybe even more, but then getting good microphones.
Like portable mics.
Exactly.
Okay.
And a small ND filter kit, because the microphones are going to cost me 250. So
Now you're at 850.
850, and then the filter kits, they're going to run me like between 20 and 30 a piece. So if I get one or two, that's $30 to $60.
So now
Right?
you're at, let's say, $900, just
Yeah.
to round it off.
But I have a camera that could actually do, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually have a camera that can do the horizontal footage. So maybe I reconsider that whole thing with the horizontal footage, right? But
Well,
more,
you said just vertical at first.
yeah, I did. But now that I'm taking this into consideration, I could still do some great horizontal footage as well with the camera. It just wouldn't have the same, like, I think there's like limitations
Okay.
as far as frame rate and whatnot.
But
But
it'll still
the
get the job
idea
done.
is that I'd be able to cover a wide range of what people expect, exception of full productions such as commercials and movies and other types of projects like that. But everything else, I'd be able to cover.
So you're already at 1,000 though.
Yeah.
So from the top, you're buying the portable camera, 600.
Yes.
Second thing you said was the microphones, portable mics, 250.
Mm-hmm.
Or at 850. You said what kind of filters?
I'd get filter kits.
Filter kits for your
For
camera?
for the pocket cam, because there's multiple different types of filters. There's CPLs. There's also ND faders, mist filters.
But those are relatively inexpensive. So
those are relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
But we do live in South Florida, so ND filters do become a necessity.
But now you're at around 900. And what'd you say for that last 100?
For the last 100, I don't really think I would necessarily need it. Maybe for the gas money for the first few jobs. But yeah, man.
You wouldn't invest more into equipment? So under less than $1,000, you could start shooting like decent level
I could
content.
start shooting content. Yes. Social media content. Full production, I think you need a higher budget than that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And people should realize that the value in production based versus your standard content based.
It's so different. It's so different, bro. And especially nowadays with everything being on the phones, right? Like I've met creators that have, millions of fucking subscribers and followers, and they work with an iPhone. You see these streamers nowadays going around and they're on iPhones. So the game it's just different. I feel like it's just different, and it all depends on the route you want to take and what your end goal is, right? Like for something like this, a podcast, right, which is more of like, I want to say a professional setting, you can use an iPhone, and I've seen people use iPhones, but I don't think it's going to give that effect, that result that you want. Because I feel like with phones, bro, it's more for like out in the wild, more like catch and shoot kind of,
It depends on the classification. If you classify it as a full production, you're going to want to use a full production setup. If you're classifying it as, you're making social media like content for people's businesses, their website, whatnot, even a phone is a good tool if someone knows how to use it properly.
It's not about the tool, it's about how you use it.
It's not, because at the end of the day, a $4,000 camera, $8,000 camera is just a tool, right? What if, like, let's just say you take me and my $4,000 alone camera and pit me against someone with an Arri Alexa. Alexa, do you want to know how much that costs?
It's like $100,000, right? That's crazy. It's crazy that there's cameras out there.
Actually, closer to 120, and that's just for the body. So the lenses are also gonna run you large, ridiculous numbers.
Bro, there's definitely levels to this, bro. Levels.
My like $4,000 camera against someone with an Arri Alexa, right? But if that guy's a rookie and he doesn't know what he's doing,
you're gonna blow him out the water.
I could still beat him,
money.
Even when it comes to production, because what's the difference between a $4,000 camera and a $100,000 camera?
A lot.
A lot, but it really is more about the tool aspect as opposed to like just being better.
Yeah.
Because there are some things, like for example, an Arri Alexa will obviously have a better sensor, and have a higher megapixel count, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get the better result.
That's true. Well, nonetheless, levels will be reached, brother, and that Arri will come to you one day for sure. But last question, Matt, before we wrap up. All right, last question, Matt, is going to be,
let's see what it is.
5 years from now, God willing, you're still healthy. God willing, you're still working as a videographer and a creative. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Matt?
I see myself owning multiple businesses or sharing ownership of businesses. I see myself being further along in terms of my niches. And I see myself having a nicer place to live in, nicer car, even though I got myself a good car right now. But ultimately, I want all I want is a better life right now. That's it. Just a better quality of life and being able to better provide for myself and my family. Cause then I'll worry about the bigger picture and the all the expensive stuff. Because really at the end of the day, right, it's all just like a Mercedes Benz, Gucci clothes, all that stuff is material and you don't get to keep it. You don't get to
That's
take
true.
it with you. We're all gonna everything is temporary. Sooner or
Yeah.
later everybody drops dead. Sooner and you can't take it with you. So my ultimate goal is to just get to a point where I can make the lives not just my life, the lives of my friends, my family better. And then I'll go from there.
Well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, Matt. It's beautiful and very humbling of you that you're focused on your family and your friends, because most people on that journey of success, they think about themselves, right? And obviously you mentioned a better quality of life. I think anyone would want a better quality of life, but the fact that you mentioned your friends and family says tons about your character, bro. So I want to
Absolutely.
I want to end this with you talking to the people, right? Talking to the viewers, your friends, your family, because they're all going to be the ones watching this. Tell them what Matt Diamond has coming up next. What have you been working on recently, and what can they look forward to?
So, what I've been working on recently is aggressively improving upon my editing skills, my photography skills, and my videography skills. And I mean very aggressively. Like, I've been taking risks, I've been doing crazy gimbal movements that I have usually have not done in the past before. But I've got some crazy results. I was able to make some really cool looking videos. A lot of them are posted up on IG right now if you want to check them out. In fact, like you can go to one of the companies I work with, Extreme Tires, go to their page and you will see a vast majority of the content that I have put up, because a lot of the videos I put up have cars in them, cars getting worked on. But
Amazing, bro.
yes,
Amazing. Amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's next for you. I can't wait to see the next level in your journey, Matt, because I'm going to be right there with you. And once
oh
again,
yeah,
man, thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on to the show. Thank you for helping me build this and manifesting this vision I have, because you're along this ride with me now. Whether
I
you,
appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me to join you.
yeah, brother.
It means a
And
lot.
the sky is the limit for me and you. And it's all a matter of time. It's all a matter of time. But in that meantime, right, in that meantime of us leveling up,
Yes,
what I want all of you guys to do is please go subscribe, go follow the page, not only the show, but Matt, right? I'm gonna put his contact in the what is it called,
the link, the
yeah, the
bio.
link, the bio, all out. Link his page. Go like, go follow Matt. And if you need some
Absolutely.
videography work, photography work, don't hesitate. Tap in. Go to his page. You'll see the level of work this man does. And trust me, it is top notch, guys. So thank you all for tuning into the show. This is your host, Joseph Monterrey, once again. And guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Peace out.